Welcome back, aliens. My name is Navin Reddy, and in this video, we'll talk about structures in C. To understand structures, let's take an example. Now, let's say I want to store a data about a laptop. Now, when you say a laptop, maybe you have multiple laptops, maybe 5 laptops, and you want to store data about those laptops, and then each laptop will have a data like laptop ID. So let's say if you have 5 laptops, how will you differentiate them? So we normally have laptop IDs, and then we have a different model, right? So every laptop, let's say even if we talk about one brand, let's talk about Dell. In fact, Dell has multiple laptops, right? They have XPS series, they have Inspiron series. So we can take the model number, and then every laptop will have a different price. So if you want to have 5 laptops and each laptop will have these parts, and if you want to store them in a variable, so we have to create approximately 15 variables, because we have 5 laptops and each laptop has 3 variables. So we can say int first, or we can say first laptop, and we can say first laptop ID, right? And then we can create one more, which is second laptop ID. And then likewise, we have to create third laptop ID, then the first laptop model, second laptop model, third laptop model. So you have to create 15 variables, right? Instead of that, what we can do is we can group those elements together. So when you talk about one laptop has 3 values or 3 properties, right? So we can group together and we can keep it at one place, so that you just need to create 5 different variables for laptops. Now, when I say 5 different variables, we can simply say, I want to have a laptop, which is laptop L1, then I have L2, then I have L3. So we can create 3 laptops like this. We can create 4 or 5 laptops. So you don't have to create 15 variables. You're creating only 3 or 4 variables or 5 variables. But then what is this laptop? Because your machine don't know what laptop means. In that scenario, you need to create your own type, because we don't have a type class laptop. We have an int type, right? We can say int maybe ABC. So that's our variable. Right, we can say float, we can say char. So we can say char xyz, that's our variable, but we have not defined this laptop yet. So to define this laptop, we have to say a keyword called struct. So we have to use a struct keyword, and struct will have a name called laptop. Now we are defining our own type, which is laptop. Now this laptop will have 3 things. It will have a name, so we'll say int, or it will have an ID first, we'll have int ID. The next thing we need here is we want to have a model number. So when you say a model number, it will be a character array. So we'll say model, and array size will be 20. So we don't have a model name which goes beyond 20, right? And then let's say we have also a price. So we have these 3 details of a laptop. So we have ID, character, the name, and when you say name, model number, and you also have a price there. So we are grouping together those 3 precious variables together, so that when you use it, it will be one big variable. So this L1 normally has those 3 variables. Now, once we have this laptop, what I will do is I will ask the data from the user, or if you can ask data from the user, or you can assign the values by yourself. Let me just ask a value from the user. I want to have 2 laptops, not more than that. In fact, I would use a good name for laptop. So let's say I have 2 series. One is XPS series and another one is Inspiron series. So basically, Dell has 2 series, XPS, Inspiron. There might be different series, but then my 2 favorite is this 2 And I want to ask value from the user. I would say printf. Again, we can use a loop here, which runs 2 times, and we can ask value for each one. But I want to say printf, and I would say enter first laptop details, and then we can fetch the value. So we'll ask for the first thing. We'll say printf. I would say enter ID, and that ID will be assigned to the XPS laptop. Since we have 2 laptops, we cannot simply say scanf, because if I say scanf and if I want to assign the value to the ID, of course I will use %d here. But then if I simply say ID, the first problem is we don't have this variable ID in this scope. If you can see inside main, we don't have this ID variable. It is then in the laptop structure. The second problem is, even if you can access that, which laptop you're talking about? We have 2 laptops, right? We have XPS and Inspiron. So I can say, okay, I have XPS, so we have to use XPS.id. That's how you refer that. So you have to say XPS. So again, if I type XPS.id, so we have assigned the ID. Now it's time for the model. So I will say copy here and paste. So I will say enter model. And I would say to take a model, of course, we have to use %s. And here, instead of saying ID, I would say model. And then we are missing one important thing here. We have to use ampersand symbol, which I'm missing. So I would say ampersand. And ampersand, because when we say scanf, we have to specify the ampersand address, and then we have to say this once more. Now this time it is for price. Luckily the placeholder remains same, which is %d, and here I would say price. So we have taken all this detail, but how do we print it? So I want to print the first laptop details, or we can fetch both and then we can print once. But let's do that one by one. So I would say print F. I want to print the data, so I will say first laptop, and here I would say %d. In fact, I would say equal to, I would say %d, %s, and %d again. And let me just give a colon in between so that we can separate that data in an efficient way. Now, how do we print it? We can simply say ID and then all those things, but it will not work, obviously, right? We have to say xps.id. We have to mention which laptop you're talking about. So I'm talking about xps.id, xps.model, and xps.price. It's that simple. Now, let me verify if it is working. I don't know. Let's try. So I would say build this application. You can use any compiler you want. I'm using code blocks here. That's how you build the code. But this code is giving me an error. You can see it is not able to find the type of laptop. Oh, we forgot to mention that, hey, this laptop is my own type. So to define your own type, we use a keyword here as well, which is structure. So this laptop is not a normal object. It's a structure. That's what we're doing here. Let's build this once again. And I guess I have not got any error, thankfully. So we'll run this code. Where is that? Let's run this code. And you can see it is asking for the ID. I forgot to enter the slash at the end. Let me just do that quickly. I would say /n everywhere so that we'll get the output on the new line. It's a /n. Okay, let me just build and run this once again. Now you can see it is saying enter ID. I would say enter ID 101. That's my first laptop. And then the model number is A9000, that's my model number, and it is asking for the price. I would say $1,500 price, or $1,500. And the moment I say enter, it is giving you an error. Now that's weird. What's wrong with the code? Okay, if I debug this application here. Okay, so I guess we have seen the error. So the error is because of this ampersand. I forgot to mention ampersand here. My bad. And let me just run this code once again after building it. So I will run this code. And you can see asking for the value, let's say 101. I would say model number A9000, and the price is 1500. And the moment I say enter, you can see we got the data. Now again, the advantage of using a structure is you can group your values or the variables together. So when you talk about laptop, it has certain properties, you can group them together. So likewise, you can create multiple laptops. As you can see, I have second laptop, so I would just copy this code and say enter. We'll say, okay, I will just paste it here itself so that we can print both the laptop one by one. So this is printing the first laptop. So I would say this is second laptop details. So, and I can say this is, instead of saying XPS this time, we'll say Inspiron. So I'm talking about Inspiron now. And this time also I will say INS Inspiron. And okay, this is also Inspiron. Cool. And then here I will print the second laptop. I would say second laptop is this one, which is Inspiron in this case. I would say INS and INS. So everything will be replaced by INS. Now it sounds cool. Let's see if it is working. Let me just build the application of here. First, you have to close the previous output. Let me just run this code once again. So let's insert data now, and I will say this is 101 again, and then model is A9000, and the price is, let's say, $1,000. And for the second object now, we got 102. The model number is, let's say, Q70, and then I got the price as 1500. So we got these two models here. One is XPS, second is Inspiron, and you can see the output. In the output, you can see we got the first laptop here, and then we got the second laptop. I forgot to put a slash in there as usual, and you can see the output here. So this is what we wanted, right? So every laptop, so in fact, we can create two laptops, and then every laptop will have a different data. And that's the benefits of using a structure. So in short, we use a struct keyword. Actually, it is a structure concept in C. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you enjoyed it, do click on the like button and do subscribe for further videos, everyone. Thank you so much for watching.